Hey guys, my name is G and you're watching Keeping This Tech. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the CF Express Type A card and card reader from ProGrade. The CF Express Type A card is a brand new card type from Sony. In fact, they shipped it for the first time on the A7S III, later on the Alpha 1, and now we have it on the A7 IV. Unlike those other two cameras, the A7 IV only has one dual bay card slot, which will take the CF Express Type A card. The CF Express Type A card is actually very fast. It can read up to 800 megabits, write up to 700 megabits. And so while it's not the fastest card type, it is pretty fast for what we would need on a day-to-day basis with these Sony files. And plus it's super compact, and I really like that. Just a couple of things about this card. I think it's not necessary for most things. In fact, I think you can get away with pretty much everything on an A7 IV with an SD card that's rated at a V30, or even almost everything else to a V90. So why bother with the CF Express Type A card, specifically for the A7 IV? Now there's two reasons why you'd want to go with the CF Express Type A card for something like the A7 IV. The first reason is for video, and if you want to shoot specifically in the slow and quick format, all-eye, 4K 60, then I believe you need a CF Express Type A card for that. The other one is for photography. If you want to be able to shoot continuously, have no issues with clearing the buffer or writing to the card and going on to the next thing, then the CF Express Type A would be for that. At least that's what Sony had claimed. They claimed that there'd basically be no buffering at all or unlimited buffering with the CF Express Type A card. I have to say, so far, I can say those claims are absolutely true. I can absolutely say that when I take my finger off the shutter after bursting a whole bunch of shots, I'm not waiting for the buffer at all. This thing is done and I'm ready to move on to the next thing. See, the A7 IV for me is an answer to a problem that I've been having with my A7R Mark IV. That's the only photography camera that I have right now. Of course, I'll use my A7S III for photography in a pinch or if the job calls for it, but mostly I'm shooting with the A7R Mark IV. And that's an awesome camera, but the buffer is a bit of a problem. I mean, 61 megapixels, there's no option to choose different file sizes. And so you're having to wait for that buffer to clear before moving on to the next thing. And it's not the best thing to shoot for maybe family portraits or things like that when you have children running around really fast or pets, or even if you're at an event and you want to go on to the next thing, you have to wait for the buffer to clear. The thing that I like about the A7 IV is that it is truly a hybrid camera. So now I'm able to use, with the same camera, go from photos to videos and have no issue. I don't think this is a thing that you absolutely need unless you know that you need it, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain my experience with some of these things. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention in this video is the card reader. It's not like the Sony one where it's a dual bay card slot. You actually do have two different card slots, one for the SD and one for the Type A. It's actually very compact, lightweight. It comes with a USB-C cable. Very nice. It's a bit plasticky, but it gets the job done. You have your SD slot and then you have your Type A card slot, and it's a push and click type of thing versus just sliding the card in there with the SD card. Now, I did notice in Lightroom, if you guys are familiar with the process in Lightroom, when you import photos, it automatically ejects the card for you. But with the CF Express Type A card, at least the one from ProGrade anyway, it doesn't really eject the card from the computer. It's no longer seen in Lightroom, but you have to actually go onto your desktop to eject the drive there, which I thought was weird because I wasn't used to that. It's not a big deal, but I just wanted to bring it up because it was something that I'd gotten used to not having to do anymore. So it's just an extra step because the first time I did it, it was telling me that I had, ejected the card incorrectly. So in case you're worried about your files, just go back on your desktop and eject it that way. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to share it. I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.